mean, this was one of the worst shooting nights you guys have had all season. Did you think the quality of looks was good and it was an off night, or was it
Not
something
really.
else?
I got to give them a lot of credit. I thought they made even our rim attempts. I felt Porzingis there at the rim and Cornette. They got great length at the rim. Top two in the league in rim protection. So made our rim shots tough, and then our threes. I didn't feel like a lot of 'em I felt like were self-generated instead of. And they do a good job, right, with their rim protection. They stay home with shooters, so it's a different style of play. And I think it's real credit to their defense. I don't think we had great looks.
What did you think led to Evan's poor performance?
I don't know. Like I said, they put Porzingis as a heck of a defender, especially at the rim. Ev couldn't get anything going at the rim, and then he, I could say he needs to spread those guys out a little. You need to make a few to get them to come out and guard you. If you don't make a few, now they're just waiting at the rim for you, and they're like I said, excellent rim protectors. So, Ev's been great all year. Definitely, off game for him.
Yeah, Coach, we obviously saw some great defensive possessions down the stretch of the game, but they were kind of counteracted at the end with fouls that created other opportunities for them. How pivotal was that when they got to extend their possessions with added 14 seconds on the shot clock after having such a great defensive possession?
Yeah, I mean the foul. What they play the mismatch game, right? And then the Porzingis on Darius and or Porzingis on one of our smaller guys and unfortunately we really preach don't foul them, right? Like let them see if they can keep making twos all night. But I thought we had some undisciplined fouling, a couple of miscommunication breakdowns defensively. But when you look at it, it's good offensive. I thought our defense was decent. It was really our offense. We really hurt us. Lack of shot making. Didn't think the ball movement was great. We didn't have our normal pace. Cutting was pretty much non-existent. But again, give them credit. I mean, there's a reason why they're defending champions. We're going to learn to take a lot from this game.
This is one of those games where defensive rebounding and just defense as a whole is very crucial. Obviously, Evan struggled tonight, and then George Niang, we've talked about him being a shooter, having more of an offensive impact. He had just 3 shots tonight. What made you not go to Jalen Tyson in that situation where he's a guy that you've praised throughout the season?
Yeah, we thought about it. We definitely thought about it. But these big games, you rely on guys that have been in them before a little bit. But definitely see your point. You could argue, could have give us some rebound and some energy. We definitely debated that on the bench.
Tim, what do you take from this game? And you mentioned pregame, just the obviously split with OKC, a couple losses to the Rockets against the upper tier competition, kind of the results.
Yeah, I mean, what's the record now? I don't know, average, little below average, right, against the top team. So, you got to take that information, right? We have to look at it and see where we are against those teams. But you also can't put too much into that, right? There's it's a very small sample size. It's not a 7-game series. But you definitely look at it and say, man, kind of globally, why haven't we performed better against the elite teams?
Daryl. You were able to get within 5 with about 30 seconds to go. You had the turnover there. Just what were you looking for in that particular play?
On at a timeout play after that?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Horford fouled? Yeah, we're looking to get DG in a we call it a ghost screen, get either a slip out or and we actually I think got it the next play. And Horford fouled, so it kind of annulled the ATL.
And you fell down by 20 in the first half. Just really dug yourself a hole, and Boston's not a team you want to have to be climbing out of those. Just what type of challenge did that present? You know, being
Big
down
time.
in the
And
second?
that's what I'm proud of our guy. Like, you know, this game, you know, it's going to be in Oklahoma City, get blown out by 30, 40 points. Like, our guys stuck with it, and we still weren't making shots, but I did feel like we're hanging around and made it a game. It could have went the other way. So that's a testament to our group and their competitiveness and their togetherness. We never got, you know, super down. You know, we kept our spirit. We kept competing. We just didn't have enough tonight.
Jimmy.
What sort of lesson do you think Evan can take from a night like tonight?
Listen, he's 23 years old. These are the battles you go through, right? And you know, there's hurdles to get over, right? And you know, it's just part of it. It's part of the learning experience. He'll learn from it. We'll learn from it, because you know, part of it's like, hey, did we put him in the best position? You know, could we have done something different to get him going? But you know, Evan's a great player. He'll learn from it. He'll bounce back from it.
What's your balance between trying to light a fire under guys, and if you think they need a kick, and obviously I know you like to be the person who instills confidence. How do you balance those two things?
Yeah, I mean, there's a time and place, right? You know, and obviously I'm not afraid, you know, to tell our best players, hey man, pick it up, and when they need to pick it up. I think when I think Evan and George missed 2 consecutive switches. They were supposed to switch and they didn't switch. Miscommunication. I called the timeout. You let them know, like, we got to be better. Like, that's an easy switch. We've been doing it all year, 4 or 5 switch. You know, so you try to have details behind. You know, not, hey, we're gonna play better. Hey, this 2 situations in a row we messed up, and against these teams, you know, they make it. You know, great teams, they make you pay for that.
Mike.
Speaking of switches, you guys switch a lot. You have all season, and Boston kind of likes to attack the mismatches,
Yeah.
off switches, which, you know, you could argue plays into their hand or plays into your hand. Without Dean tonight, who gives you a little more versatility and size, was there ever a thought to kind of change up the defensive philosophy and not switch as much?
We did. I don't know if you guys, you know, saw. We put JA on holiday, and he was not in switch. He was in coverage. So, and then when he's out of the game, we decided, you know, just keep him up so we can keep a body on a body. We decided to go, you know, 1 through 5 is switch. So, you know, played some zone, helped us a little. We mixed in a little zone. I probably wish I would have played a little more. Negates the you know, pick on game a little bit. So, like I said, we're gonna learn you know, a lot from this tape. Like, if they're healthy, it's kind of their whole team. But you know, you could argue, you know, Tatum did a decent job on Tatum, right? And I thought the Porzingis, you know, his rolls to the nail there, that hurt us. I thought we overreacted, and that's what you do. Oh man, you know, DG's on Porzingis, and then we overreacted, and that's how they get their threes. So we definitely could have been more disciplined defensively.
Chris.
Kenny, apologies if you were asked this already. Where is Evan Mobley physically at this point?
He's okay. You know, like this time of year, Chris. I mean, guys are going through stuff, right? And they just are. No one's. DG told me today. No one's 90%, right? You're you know, this is the dog days. So, but you know, I think they're all feeling a little bit.
There haven't been too many instances throughout the course of this year where you've gone away from Evan for extended stretches the way that you did tonight. What did you see from him tonight?
I think it was more that group was playing well. The JA group was playing well. I mean, it's never about, you know, like keeping a guy out, but it's about that group in there. I felt like that group brought us back and was playing well, and we got Evan in at the end. But again, I thought JA and that kind of the 4 smalls was working pretty well. That got us to 5 points, I think. So we decided on the bench, let's stick with it.
Jason.
You kind of touched on this with Mike, but when you have to switch Max onto Porzingis and he's wrestling a bear down there,
Yeah.
Do you need 2 bigs in that situation? I know Evan struggled a little bit with no Dean, but is it easier easier to guard Porzingis when you have two bigs? And
For sure. For
are you
sure
okay
it is.
living with one big and four shooters?
Yeah, we're struggling so much offensively. We you know, I think you know, we started out with two bigs and we had 6 points in the first 6 minutes. You know, and so you got to read it as a coach. Is this you know, if we're going to score, do we need you know, kind of 4 shooters out there with one big? So you're just playing that game. Usually when you're up, you'll stick with the 2 bigs, but down, you know, you probably need another shooter out there. So, you know, always playing that game. But we were struggling so much offensively. I said, man, we need a little more space out there.
Spence.
I know you just talked about the discipline defensively, but it seemed like they were really aggressive going towards the ball when it was in the air, especially when they were looking over the top. Did you like that effort, at least on that side of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it the first 10 minutes of the game. You know, I felt like their energy was way higher than ours. You know, offensive rebounds, aggressiveness, and that's part of the reason we got in a hole. And then we started competing. You know, we started flying around a little bit. They're playing the mismatch game. We're getting some deflections, and like you said, really, especially Max was flying around out there for us. I think that helped us.
All right, last one, Nate. Ken, just when you were talking about the offensive struggles, and you said the cutting was like non-existent. What do you think is the main reason behind that?
You know, you know, in the NBA there's slippage. You know, and there's slippage in everything you do, and you know, we're a good cutting team. I thought we were just a little too stagnant on the perimeter when things were happening. We got a lot of action, and you know, like I said, I'd just say it's just NBA slippage. You know, and you know, we look in the mirror as coaches. Could we emphasize it more? You know, should have been a bigger part of the game, but it's always part of our game plan. It's part of our principles, but we could have done a better job emphasizing it.